He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.
How you doing, everyone? Welcome to this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show, where I talk about life, talk about liberty, and yes, talk about the pursuit of happiness and show the world that us Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you're located, because just remember that this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am learning something right now. I'm learning something in the midst of my trials and my tribulations I have been facing. I am learning forgiveness. I am learning patience, and I'm trying to learn. Well, I'm learning to lean more on the Lord. And a lot of people, in the last episode, I came out and said that I've been going through a lot, but thank God for my Cajun conservative family. Been getting reached out to a little bit, and I'm still not big enough to where it's hard to reach me. Some people call me out of the blue and talk to me, but as I always say over this microphone, I love each and every one of you guys. I love my Cajun conservative family. I love the support you give me. I love the support that you help me through the trials and tribulations, and this is one of the reasons why I love doing the podcast. Just think about it. If it was about just getting big and famous, I probably wouldn't be doing this no more, because I would have gave up a long time ago. But I love when I hear people tell me, Isaac, we love how you talk to us, you give us your opinion, but you're real. And that's one thing I don't want to be. I don't want to be a fake. I don't want to be fake. And it's funny that I'm bringing that out. It's going to tie into what my first topic is for today. But going back to that, I don't want to be a fake. I don't want to do something that, you say, well, Isaac does that on the show, but he does it different somewhere else. No, I just want to be myself. And the last couple of episodes I've been doing that. I just want to be myself. I just want to come behind this microphone, share my opinion, and be me. I understand that there's a lot of people that are more qualified to do this job than me. And I know that there's a lot of people that talk more eloquent. I guess you could say I'm trying to use proper grammar right there, and I messed up the word. But more people, know how to say certain things properly, and I don't. I'm a backwards Cajun, and I just want people to know the truth. That's all. I don't want people to see me as a fraud or anything like that. I'm not. I'm trying to be as genuine as possible on this podcast. And look, you have to act professional, absolutely. But there's sometimes I don't act professional on this podcast either. And I think that's what I think you, the audience, y'all like. You like somebody that's raw, somebody that's that get things done, and and just give the God honest opinion. Because at the end of the day, half of us don't wear $3,000 suits. So, and I just want to say thank you again for your support. It is humbling to come behind this microphone and see. Earlier, I was surprised seeing some analytics on the podcast, and almost 200 plays on the 16th of June. And I was like, whoa. My numbers, I was sitting at a certain number, and when I saw that big jump, I was like, wow. And that's all made possible by you, the listener. And I want to thank you for that. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in to this topic. And I want to talk about Fox News a little bit. I remember growing up, and this was the time of Roger Ailes. And I don't agree what Roger Ailes did. The movie Bombshell, I think they stretched the truth out a little bit. But they talk about the scandal he had where he was asking for sexual favors for promotions. That's when you had Megyn Kelly. And I remember the conservative news network, the conservative base was very upset at Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly now has her own podcast. She's doing very well. She went to, I think it was NBC. Her stint there was very short because of her political views. But Megyn Kelly came out, and that's when Gresham came out, and a few other women came out and accused Roger Ailes of sexually harassing them or sexually abusing them. Now, like I said, the movie Bombshell, I've watched it, and but the time of Roger Ailes was when the conservative, the Fox News was as most conservative as it ever was, that it would ever been. Let's just say it like this. And at the time when Roger Ailes stepped aside, we had the Murdochs take it back over, and Murdoch's sons were involved in making decisions now and all this. And ever since that time, Fox News has been sliding towards the left. We've seen this in the 2020 election. We've seen this in their stance against Donald Trump. We've seen some of their policies they have come out with. They have taken off conservative hosts like Tucker Carlson. Now, sticking with the official story, it is that Tucker Carlson and Fox News mutually departed. But going back to my childhood, Fox News was a place to go for conservative news networks. Now, why was Fox News so effective? Because back in the day when Fox News was started, they didn't have too many conservative news networks. The only one you could say that was probably conservative, and he was a trailblazer, he kind of helped Fox start off, was Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh in 92, I believe it was, when he started his National Syndicate radio program. And he was the one to listen to for conservative opinions. Now we're at a point where we have tons of opinions on podcasting and on cable and all that, talk shows. But Roger Ailes' time the time when Roger Ailes was CEO and before the Murdochs took it over, Fox News was your place to go for conservative news network. But now, since the firing of Tucker Carlson, Fox News has been suffering. For the last few years, Fox News has held the #1 spot in rankings. Now, they say this was happening a long time in years. There was one poll that showed that Newsmax was reaching a lot more people than Fox News. But as long as Fox News kept Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and even Jesse Waters, they held. Tucker is what drove Fox News to their ratings. Now, this comes out from Newsweek. Fox News, years-long streak of weekly ratings dominance has reportedly ended, with new data showing it's ceding the top spot to its rival, MSNBC. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am shocked that it was MSNBC. Now, we don't know who was all in this rating, but like Newsmax has been picking up steam. News Nation surprisingly has been picking up steam. Now, these are free news networks that you can pick up on Roku and Fire Stick and on your smart TV. So that's maybe one reason why their rankings, or they don't have a good ranking on it. But the data regarding this week's ending this past Sunday. Now, this report was written on the 13th of June. And it showed that their viewership for Fox's prime time, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., averaged 1,504,429. The average viewing of the more left-leaning MSNBC over the same time average was 1,520,857. So MSNBC, now Fox News has gotten to a point where they're on the same viewing ship of MSNBC, and NBC has gone up before them. And ladies and gentlemen, this is disturbing, especially for Fox News. Now, I have known that Fox News has been shifting more to the left, but I remember coming behind this microphone and asking the question, what's going on at Fox News? Because Fox News fired Tucker Carlson. Now there is some theories on why this was done. Some people believe this was because of the Dominion voting lawsuit that they settled $787 million, and they took out Tucker Carlson. That's one thing that is floating around. But ladies and gentlemen, I think it's more than just I think it's more than just that. I think one of the reasons why they parted ways with Tucker, because Tucker is a true conservative. A lot of people think that his views are based on him trying to get views on trying to make more money and whatnot. I don't think so. I think Tucker is true blue conservative. Why do I say that? Because Tucker Carlson has come out with Tucker on Twitter. This isn't an official show. It's not signed by anybody. Tucker's doing his own thing. Yes, there is a fight on the clauses if he can make a video make videos like that and put them on Twitter. I don't see why not. It's his First Amendment right, and it's his social media page. But ladies and gentlemen, Fox News. Why is Fox News slipping? Well, maybe because of what happened, and this broke with Tucker. I pulled the article from Red State, but Tucker Carlson was back on Thursday evening with a blessing monologue. I'm trying to make sure I'm reading it right. Aimed at Fox News' recent wannabe dictator controversy. As Red State reported, Fox News faced an outcry of outrage after they accused Joe Biden of being a wannabe dictator. During a split-screen share with Donald Trump, the producer who made the decision was forced to resign as a penance for offending the stable offering the sustainability of the current White House residents. So what happened was, Fox News, they had this split screen. It was last Saturday night when Donald Trump and Joe Biden both were speaking at the same time. They put a split screen, and under the lower third, there came out Biden something wannabe dictator. And of course, Tucker Carlson came out with this, and Tucker Carlson blasts the news media for firing the producer that said this. Now, I understand the business side of it. But ladies and gentlemen, if that would have ran just 10 years ago, that producer would not have been fired. That producer, according to Tucker Carlson and to others in the conservative media, said that this man was the real deal. He was a good producer. And he put this down, but Fox News fired him. Now, Tucker went on with the video to say how Biden has some characteristics of a dictator. But ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. Fox News putting that down, you might have an argument that they shouldn't have done that. But you know how many people on the left call Donald Trump a dictator? You know how many people on the left call Donald Trump racist, homophobic, called him Hitler? You know how many people disrespected Trump in the media and did not get this kind of treatment from the left? But Fox News, to try to please people on the left, went ahead and let out a statement and all this. Now, this isn't the only thing that has been catching wind. Matt Walsh sent an email out the other day, and he was talking about a lot of things he's finding out from a news source in Fox News, where Fox News, well, let me say it like this. Matt Walsh obtained internal docs from Fox News employees. Fox Corp is celebrating Pride by encouraging employees to read about glory holes, supporting a group that gives sterilizing hormones to homeless youth, and deploy woke AI to monitor everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, Fox News is trying to push left. Now, you might be saying, well, hold on, Isaac, that isn't what's coming on the air. No, because Gunther and all of them, they're still talking about stuff that they disagree with. But I'm telling you, I am waiting for the day when we hear that Gunther and Jesse Waters, even Sean Hannity's been there longer than anybody to my recollection, is going to be fired because they're not pushing left-leaning content. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't understand Fox News. Fox News lost their top ratings, and now they're pushing left-leaning agenda on their employees. Now, we all know this comes probably from the Murdochs. Because I've always I can't think of their first names, but the older Murdoch, the one that hired Roger Ailes, was more conservative. His two sons, however, are more moderate, air quotes. But ladies and gentlemen, the only reason they're keeping their content right now is because they don't want to go out of business. And this is where, like I said earlier in my opening monologue, I don't want to be fake. But this is turning me, and I don't want to be fake. I want to make sure I give you the most honest opinion I have and what I'm really thinking. But with that being said, I don't want to be lied to, and this is what I think Fox News is doing. They're lying to us as consumers and as viewers. Oh, what you mean? Why you say Fox News is lying to you? Well, they're telling the host, y'all say what's on your mind. You're conservative. Y'all speak about, like Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity talks about Biden all the time. You keep doing that so we can keep getting our money, but we believe something else, and we don't want y'all. We don't want to mess up our gravy train, so we're gonna believe and do everything in the background to prep up. So when we start getting these people out of here, our audience is going to be more left-leaning. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem. Look, if the Murdochs, if they believe in left-leaning content, push left-leaning content. Don't be a liar and say, well, we don't, we're not going to go ahead and we don't want to voice our opinions because it might mess up our bottom dollar. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've been doing. And look, I quote from Fox News. I'm probably going to quote from Fox News later on in the show. I like Fox News. I like their stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, when you hear that the top brass in Fox Corp are more left-leaning, but they're pushing conservative content to get your dollar, that bothers me. It bothers me, and this is why they're slipping, because people are starting to see this. Especially with the Tucker Carlson firing. Or, correction, when Tucker Carlson departed from Fox News. Because everybody saw this. Tucker was ready to go on that Monday night. Fox News, however, said, hey, we got to get you out of here. And they want conservatism, but they don't want the extreme conservatives. They want people to talk bad about Biden, but they don't want people to go overboard. And ladies and gentlemen, what happened to freedom of the press? Look, I have Tucker's book, and he said that back in the day, you could write an article, and majority of journalists like, hey, he's speaking his mind. But now everything's so politically correct, you can't write a genuine article no more. And ladies and gentlemen, this is dangerous. This is why the Founding Fathers did not make a state media. This is why the Founding Fathers put freedom of the press, so we can hold the government accountable or hold people accountable. But now we've got to where the politicians are so much, they're so friendly with the media. They're not being told what they're not being called out. And Fox News, I hate to say it, is trying to play the fence. And it's dangerous. And look, I see why their viewership. I haven't watched Fox News. I think I saw Fox News one time since Tucker Carlson has been released. I still have their app. I still use their articles. You hear it all the time on here. Because they have some good articles. They have some good writers. But ladies and gentlemen, Fox is slipping because they're leaning more to the left. And look, I hate to say this, and I hope I'm wrong. But I think one day we're going to be criticizing Fox News just as much as we do CNN, MSNBC, and all of them. Because instead of them focusing on the truth, they're trying to please the left, which I don't understand. Why try to please people that are not part of your audience? Well, we want new audience. Well, you just lost. You go shift more to the left, you're losing everybody else you already got on. People are not going to stay with you if you go more left-leaning. That's just my thoughts on that. All right, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back in a few moments. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here. I'm the Cajun Conservative, and I want to thank Brother Lanny Hayes from Hayes' Dump Truck Service for their generous support of the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Hayes' Dump Truck Service serves the Lafayette and surrounding areas. If you have any job that you need done, like cleanup or hauling material to your job site or your home, we haul limestone, we haul sand, we haul topsoil, any type of material you need. If you're in the Lafayette and surrounding areas, please call Brother Lanny Hayes at 337-852-8043. Remember, Hayes' Dump Truck Service, where Jesus is Lord of the company.
Cleansed and made us whole. Not one hoof, not one soul.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show today. I saw this story on Fox News earlier, and it's funny how we talking about Fox News. I told y'all I was gonna go ahead and probably bring out Fox News and talk about them later, use one of their articles, and see, that's what shows. Look, I'm not gonna stop using Fox News because they do have some good articles. Unless their articles get like CNN and political, but even that, I read them newspapers. Okay, a lot of people are like, well, hold on, Isaac, you never quote from CNN or political. Yeah, I do. If I see a good story, I will comment on it or give my opinion on it. I'm not against Fox News having a news network, or I'm not against the Murdochs for believing certain ways. But what bothers me about Fox, like I said in the last segment, is that they're saying, hey, we believe something, but don't say what we really believe, and we're going to slowly we're slowly going to implement our stuff, and we're going to kick out people that we don't agree with. Hey, look, if you're going to reach out to conservative audience, hey, you can. Just don't change your message. But we're starting to see now that that message is starting to get changed. And look, it goes to the same point. Look, I'm going to use the same point as the other day, me and my brother, Anthony Hayes from Brothers Just Searching, was watching a show, and he put a disclaimer. He bought the DVD. Okay, and on the DVD it said that, hey, when this video was made, we didn't understand certain things. We hope it don't offend you. Just make sure you talk to your kids, and it made a disclaimer saying, because we was watching the Looney Tunes. Yes, I am a big child. We were watching the Looney Tunes, and of course the Looney Tunes use firearms, and Bugs Bunny doing something to Sammy Sam or something like that. Well, they put this disclaimer, and my brother's like, wait a minute, why they put this disclaimer? I said, because they're playing both ends of the fence. You see, they put that disclaimer. They say, hey, we're against brutality, or we're against offending people and all that stuff. But it's your choice to buy it. And so they put that down to cover them and say, listen, we don't endorse all that. Well, if you don't endorse it, stop selling the DVDs. Or tell the stores, hey, give us back our DVDs. Oh, you see, but that plays another part. Because they know conservatives like the Looney Tunes. They put that disclaimer to try to please the liberals, but also get the conservatives money. And it goes like this, okay? If there's somebody that I'm trying to say in the right way. I know I got another story, and I already said I was going to quote it, but it goes to a point, okay, if, you know, I interview somebody, and I interview them and whatever, and I find out that, or I choose, hey, that's, you know, I'm trying to find a good, I'm trying to think, it's catching me off guard. I'm trying to figure out how can I say this. It's, let's use a sponsor. If I use a sponsor and I find out they're doing something shady and I don't want to be part of it, I won't come after that and say, hey, go buy this certain product, because I don't endorse it no more. I won't keep on saying, I don't like what this sponsor is doing, so but to make my money, I'm still going to sponsor them. That's not, that will make me a liar. And I think that's what Fox News is doing. Fox News is trying to hide their true colors. And I understand. They make a lot of money. All right, let's go back to what we're saying. Anyway, this article on Fox News. Company offers baby bonuses for employees' effort to combat anti-family push towards abortion. One anti-woke company is putting its money where its mouth is in offering a baby bonus to counter the corporate push to encounter abortions as opposed to maternity leave. Michael Stanford is the CEO of Public Square, a founder in Public Square, an app designated to link patriotic businesses with quality products, services, and exclusive discounts. He details his decision to imply the new policy and why empowering families is essential for the whole being of his company on Fox and Friends weekends. We did see the world going in this direction that we believe is really anti-family, Seifert said during Fox and Friends weekend. We think that that unlimited a company is only strong as the families that built it. And then for us, we are pro-family company. We're unashamed about that, and we're actually the largest marketplace in the country of pro-family business. So we thought, what better way to express its values that's core to our beliefs, that actually putting some money behind it, putting our money where our mouth is, he continued. He noted that the company is offering $5,000 bonus to any employee who has a baby or adopts a child, while calling out other companies like Amazon, Airbnb, B&B, Target, and for other companies for while offering abortion benefits to their employees. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. This is huge. That you can have a baby and get $5,000 in your pocket, according to the CEO. And ladies and gentlemen, I wish we had more conservative companies doing this. Because if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, the left is saying that this is wrong, that companies don't give people benefits for having abortion. Like Hobby Lobby. If you remember, I think it was Hobby Lobby and their companies got into a big controversy, I guess you could say, when they didn't want to supply people with the abortion bill. And ladies and gentlemen, I think they evidently won their case. But ladies and gentlemen, the left is good for this. They want to push, they encourage abortion. They encourage abortion. They tell the mothers, if you feel you cannot have this child, or if you feel this child in some way, shape, or form is going to come out not all, I'm not trying to be offensive, but isn't going to be intact, or they're going to have a problem when they come out and be born, you should have an abortion. This is being pushed. And ladies and gentlemen, you notice, like he said, you don't have Amazon saying, hey, if you want to have a family, and we know it's hard, if you have a baby, we're going to give you something for having that baby. This CEO of Public Square, I think, is doing the right thing. Now the left is going to go ahead and say, how dare he tell people to have kids? Oh, slap your mama. I can't believe this guy did this. You see how this is going, ladies and gentlemen? This CEO is shaking it up. This CEO right here is shaking it up because he is saying that we're going to give money to families or people that are thinking to have a family. Now, I'm done. I got 3 kids, so I'm not, unfortunately, I don't work with a job that will do that either. But Amazon announced it would cover $4,000 in non-life-threatening medical treatment, including abortions, if procedures are not available within 100 miles of where the employee lives. Bumble, Uber, Lyft, Alaska Airlines, Starbucks, Netflix, Yelp, and others have also followed suit, announcing their similar policies since the landmark case. The landmark case was overturned, talking about Roe v. Wade. While the far-left narrative suggests that companies are implementing the efforts in order to empower women, the CEO of Public Square argued that they are actually trying to avoid maternity leave costs. So, ladies and gentlemen, he might be right. And let me read his quote. That's sad. That's the sad reality of this, is that these companies will pretend to care about women's health care, but at the end of the day, that's just they just don't want to pay maternity leave, he said. They're more afraid of losing the maternity value that their employee provides, so they rather choose that than they would to empower the growth of these families. Now, that could be it. I heard an argument already to where people, they're doing this because they don't want the employees to leave. It takes a lot of money and all this stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, I just think it's just the times that we're in. We're living in evil times where companies, yes, it is evil that they'll say, hey, just abort the child and come back to work. But ladies and gentlemen, I think, look, props to this dude. Props to this dude. He went ahead and said, you know what? I see a problem. I'm going to take care of it. Look, if you want a family, I'm going to give you $5,000 to help you out with that. I think that's genius. Not like I could hear the laugh. Oh, you're not empowering women. Yeah, he is. You think about it. You're empowering women. If you choose to have a baby, we will give you money for having a child. You see, but see, if a woman has a child, it's not empowering them. But if you choose an abortion, yeah, you're making your choice. Hey. All right, let's move on. So this week it was early in the week. Well, I'd say early in the week, early before, I think it was the 15th, which would have been, I believe, Tuesday. No, not Tuesday. Thursday. I would have to go. Let me go look at my calendar. Yeah, so Thursday, I seen this, and this was after we recorded the show. Last episode, I recorded late, and it came out late. But you should go check out that episode. Go check out the last episode after you listen to this. Biden snaps a reporter who asked him about alleged bribery scandal. This is from the Daily Wire. President Joe Biden snapped at a reporter during a press conference on Thursday after the reporter asked him about his alleged scandal involving a bribery scheme that Biden is accused of being involved in while he was vice president in the Obama administration. So this is coming on the heels, and this has happened a few times, because remember, I think it was a few weeks ago when they asked him something about the money. He asked, well, where's the money? And then I'm joking. But there was a controversial human source allegedly told the Bureau that Biden and his son Hunter, who paid potentially up to $5 million each in bribe money for the executives at the Ukrainian gas company in Burisma. So the question was this: why did the Ukrainian FBI informant refer to you as the big guy? President Biden. New York Post reporter Steve Nelson asked Biden, why is that term continually applied? So good question. Okay, and this is where I come to the point with this. There's a possibility. There's a paper out there that's saying Biden was involved in illegal corruption. And reporters, this is what we talked about the press earlier. This is why New York Post and others have reporters. They can ask the president stuff. It's a good question to ask the president. But of course, Biden laughed and fired back. Why do you ask such a dumb question? Ladies and gentlemen, that response right there shows there's some shady going on behind the barn. Well, why you say that, Isaac? It's a dumb question. For a man to be accused of doing something wrong and refuses to give a straight, honest answer, there's something happening behind the woodshed. Because why couldn't he say, look, I don't know why you asking me this, it's not true. Or why you asking me this, I don't have no information on it. No, he just tells me, hey, that's a dumb question, you shouldn't ask me. And ladies and gentlemen, when I hear President Biden do, because I don't think it's a dumb question, I think it's a legitimate question. Hey, there's reports out there that you went ahead and took money from a foreign entity, and now they ask you to do some, and it could show that you're compromised. And the first thing out of Biden's mouth is that, hey, that's a dumb question, let's move on. And ladies and gentlemen, we already know that Biden doesn't like the press. He don't even like being in front of people. We just got word a couple of days ago that he held his first campaign rally of 2024. President Joe Biden launched the first rally of his 2024 campaign Saturday, speaking to a crowd in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. That was the 17th of June. Ladies and gentlemen, he announced, I don't know how many weeks ago, and he didn't even announce in front of people. He announced on a video platform. So he don't want to be in front of people. The less events and the less questions he answers, it's better for Biden. We already know this. He's trying to relive 2016. Not 2016, 2020. But ladies and gentlemen, this man tells the news reporter, that is a dumb question. It's not a dumb question. And the answer he gave leads it to more suspicion. Why didn't Biden and them talk about it? If I think even the White House press corps is trying to dodge questions on this. Because ladies and gentlemen, yes, it does make the president look bad, but now we have to ask the question, is it true? And the president like I said a couple of weeks ago, snapped at another reporter. Where's the money? I'm joking. You shouldn't even be asking those questions. President Biden, when he first got in there, snapped at reporters when they were accusing him or trying to address something that showed up in the media. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I learned something about people. If people lie or people cheat or people do something, they try to avoid you like the plague, and they try to make themselves look good. And when you confront them, they want to go ahead and brush you off and act like you're dumb and you don't know what you're saying. You don't know the ins and the outs. You don't know nothing like that. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it's sad that we talking about a president that might go ahead and have done something wrong. But ladies and gentlemen, this question right here really, it might not even be the way he answers, because we know he's not going to answer any question concerning this document. But to tell the reporter that's a dumb question is wrong, because the American people don't think it's a dumb question. The American people want to know what happened. But ladies and gentlemen, we might not know what happened unless what I saw today, that the Republicans already made an announcement to call more people to Capitol Hill to testify against Biden. And we're going to have to see what happens with it. But ladies and gentlemen, the arrogance of our president, that's a dumb question. It just gets under my skin. I feel when I watch that, and I don't know about you, the audience, but what I feel when I watch that, it's like the president telling us, hey, y'all dumb and y'all don't know what's going on, so shut up. And you reporters that are asking that, shut up, because that's dumb. You're doing the will of the people. And ladies and gentlemen, that offends me. If anybody in America should be offended, it should be offended at a statement like that. All right, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back for our third and final segment in a few moments.
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. My name is Scott Ford, and I have a show on Rumble. It's the Scott Ford Show, all one word. The Scott Ford Show, all one word, and it's on Rumble. I'd be very happy if you went ahead and subscribed like Isaac. I'm a true American-loving patriot. Thank you, Isaac. God bless. Enjoy your life.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third and final segment of the Cajun Conservative Show today. Talking about presidents that are in the talking about president that's in the limelight. Former President Donald Trump has said, and this is according to Town Hall, that the Trump campaign has raised more than $6 million after the indictment of Donald J. Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a thing. Okay, let's show a comparison to Donald Trump and Joe Biden, because the last story I just said. Biden goes ahead and snaps at reporters, goes around the question as much as possible, and he don't even take questions at press conferences. Donald Trump, every time he has been accused of for some way, shape, or form, has been acquitted or has been proven, not to be true, what they were accusing him of. And he answers questions. He tells people what he... Now, look, I'm not saying... Because I said it on the podcast the other day. I'm not saying Donald Trump didn't do nothing wrong, because we have to wait for a jury. But, ladies and gentlemen, if Donald Trump is not guilty, he's showing people he isn't. And, ladies and gentlemen, for him to raise $6 million just hours after the indictment, that shows that people are still behind Donald Trump. It's just not that, though. But Donald Trump answers questions. Donald Trump shows you proof. It's the same thing with the CNN town hall. You remember, people were saying that Donald Trump didn't say nothing. I'm gonna have to pull it out. He pulled it out. He pulled out a piece of paper showing all his tweets. And that's maybe one reason why they banned his account, because you couldn't find none of his tweets until it got back open. But Joe Biden goes around and around and around and around. Those don't answer questions, and Donald Trump answer questions. Donald Trump is showing he's more innocent than Joe Biden is. And ladies and gentlemen, people might say, well, hold on, Isaac, you're making a pre-assumption of... No, I'm not. I'm just look at the characters. Now, look, I don't like Trump's arrogant attitude. Thinks he's better than everybody. But ladies and gentlemen, the man's confident. Hey, I'm not going to get arrested because I have truth on my side. And look, I'm not saying Trump did not do anything. I'm not trying to say Trump wasn't guilty or nothing like that. But Joe Biden is getting hit. Look, everybody shoots everything at Donald Trump, and he, it's the same thing. Look, let me just use a few examples. Russian collusion. He said, I didn't do it. Come to find out, he didn't do it. That's from the Mueller investigation. A lot of people say, well, Mueller didn't say he didn't do it. He said other people did it. Mueller said he didn't do it. Russian collusion was proven false. The Ukrainian quid pro quo that everybody was saying, Donald Trump, that mysterious phone call. And when they said, hey, Trump did something wrong, let's impeach him. Trump said, well, we released the transcript. See, they weren't waiting for that. They weren't waiting for the transcript to be released. And it goes to the same thing with Biden. Look, let's use these infamous tapes and this document. Why did the FBI all of a sudden try to protect this certain document? There was informants in there that we didn't want nobody to see. You got to go into a secure building to see it, and you can redact it. The 17 tapes that Chuck Grassley from Iowa said that it's in there. Hey, it is these tapes. Can we hear these tapes? No, that's security reasons. We can't show you all the tapes. National security reasons, you know. Why not just release the tapes? Just that incident alone shows me that if they're saying we don't want to release it, who they're getting orders from, I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, Biden should come on and say, hey, let's release the tapes. I didn't do nothing wrong. No, he don't do that. That's a dumb question. I'm not going to answer that question because it's so dumb. You refusing to answer the question really brings out why you possibly don't want to do that. And look, just observe that. This is me being observant of the two people. And this is one reason why I say, hey, if Donald Trump does become the nominee, I would vote for him again. Because that man has gone through a lot, and he's still standing. Now, like I said, I made it clear on this program, I'm a Ron DeSantis guy. But ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump's my number 2. By far. Okay, so national debt hits $32 trillion 2 weeks after debt ceiling deal. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, when all this stuff was coming about, the debt ceiling wasn't going up that fast. It's funny how we passed this deal and our debt shoots up to $32 trillion. For the first time, and probably the only time in American history, is going to hit $32 trillion because we don't see the debt going down. I don't even see us paying off our debt. Unfortunately, my kids and their kids and possibly the kids after them and kids after them, we're going to have a generation until the Lord comes back that American kids are in debt. Or the American people are in debt. Our citizens that are coming up are in debt. $32 trillion. And look, I knew they were going to pass the debt ceiling. That's why I wasn't worried about it. But ladies and gentlemen, it does not help us. Look, and this is what some of the Republicans were saying. Look, let's stop the bleeding. Let's cut the spending. And let's cut our national debt. And this is why I don't understand. I hear, even Kevin McCarthy, I hear him say this. Well, if we pass this bill, it's going to cut the debt by $1.7 trillion. The debt just went back up to $32 trillion. What's in this bill that they didn't want us to know about? Why is the debt going up? If you're going to cut, this is why I say, okay, if you're going to tell me, hey, I'm going to cut my bills by let's use a round number. Okay, if I have a bills over $1,000 and you say, hey, Isaac, if you do this, this, and this, you're going to cut your bills by $500. Oh, wait, I'm going to save $500? Yes, let's do it. And I get the bills in next month, it's $1,500. I'm like, wait a minute, yeah, but you did this, this, and this, but we added this, this, and this. You're not cutting the debt. All you're doing is transferring it to other places. And that's what America's doing. American politicians, left and right, are telling you, hey, we're going to cut the debt by 1.7 trillion or 1 point whatever trillion. And you get a report like this. It went up to 32 trillion. President Biden's still spending money like willy-nilly. He ain't worried about our debt. He ain't worried about the people. The Republicans, we're going to stand strong. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Look, look. I know it would have been a national disaster, if something would have happened. I say natural, a nation disaster or whatever. It would have been a problem. But ladies and gentlemen, at least our debt wouldn't have went up. Yeah, but the government wouldn't have been funded. The government wouldn't have been able to pay this. The government, oh, Social Security. Oh, okay, I understand all that. But when is it going to stop? When is this debt going to stop rising? 32 trillion in 20, look, in 2000. Let's go to 2000. I think the debt hit wasn't even at 4 trillion. It came 4 trillion in 2008. Just in 2008, before Obama got into office, $4 trillion, and they were calling that unpatriotic, that the national debt hit $4 trillion. Where's them same politicians that were calling a $4 trillion debt unpatriotic? And I have the numbers. I still got those numbers, which I need to update. Sorry, I have to wet my whistle. Where is this? I have those numbers. I have to update it. 4 trillion when Bush got out of office. 8 trillion when Obama got out of office. Now with Trump, it ran up, and you can say COVID and all that stuff or whatever the numbers were. No, correction. No, it was double. So yeah, it was something. I have the numbers. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But we got to a point where both Republican and Democrat has raised our debt to now a whopping 32 trillion. It's sad. And look, I just don't blame the Democrats. I blame the Republicans as well. So all you people out there that are trolls of my show and say, oh yeah, you're only for the Republican Party. No, I'm not. I call out the bull crap that I see. First Muslim woman confirmed as a federal judge. This is from CNN Politico. The vote in the Democrat-led Senate narrowly passed along party lines. President Joe Biden's nominated the civil rights attorney in January 2022, along with 7 other federal judicial nominees, who the White House says continue to fulfill the president's promise to ensure that the national court reflects the diversity that it wants. That is one of our greatest assets of court, both in terms of personal and professional background. Zihad Qurasha, district judge for the District of New Jersey and the first Muslim American federal judge in U.S. history, was also appointed by Biden and confirmed in 2021. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look, okay, her being Muslim don't bother me. But the first question I would ask this woman, if I was a senator, do you hold the Constitution above the Sharia law, above a Sharia law? And if she went around that question, I'll say, ma'am, I'm not giving you my vote. Why? Because you're not putting the Constitution first. Now, if she's a Muslim, she says, I do hold up the Constitution of the United States. Sharia law is not implemented. I might, depending on every other topic, but I might go ahead and decide, hey, it might be, yeah, you know, we might need this. But if you listen to why the president nominated this woman, it was because he wants to make sure our court reflects the diversity that is one of our greatest assets of the court, both in term and personal and professional backgrounds. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the court, the people that should be nominated for these jobs are the people best qualified, not because of the color of their skin or their background. Well, you see, Isaac, a majority of courts are white people and probably white old men. And, you know, we got to make sure that we have diversity. We have black judges and we have Muslim judges and Asian judges. And okay, I understand that. Look, if there's a guy that's black more qualified than a white guy, they shouldn't give it to the white guy because of the color of his skin. Vice versa. A liberal shouldn't put the black guy in there because, hey, he's black. And we got to make sure we're diverse. It should be the best person for the job. You don't look at the color of their skin. You go ahead and you pick by the qualifications. But the White House hasn't done this. The White House has been doing this ever since Biden got into office. Kamala Harris. What was the qualifications for Kamala Harris to be the vice president of the United States? Biden made a promise. I'm gonna have the first ever black woman as vice president. That was the only requirements. It didn't matter if people like Kamala Harris. That was the only requirement. It's the same thing with another case. Man, well, most of his whole cabinet. I'm going to put a woman. I'm going to put a trans. I'm going to put this. I'm going to put that. That was the only qualifications was what they thought about transgenderism and the color of their skin. Now, if I was you, I look, just not the black community or the LGBT community. Everybody should be offended because he isn't putting the best person for the job. He's putting them based on their skin tone. And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you this, but that is the term of racism. Oh, Isaac, we're trying to say the president's racist? No, I'm not trying to say that. But actions do speak louder than words. Just food for thought. Yeah, but the whole reason that this person was nominated by the president of the United States was because of of her nationality and apparently her religion, because they want to be diverse. And now, and see, this goes to a whole nother thing too. Remember how they said this in the article? A Muslim judge. What would happen if I become president and I nominate an outspoken Christian? The first thing out of the left's mouth would be, "Oh, you gotta pull yourself from the bench because you are gonna go ahead and make decisions based on your Christianity." But CNN's proud to say, "Oh, the first Muslim woman to be a judge in the United States of America." Well, what if a Christian comes up and it's a free speech issue where let's use the example, a man standing outside of an abortion clinic. Will she judge according to the law, or will she judge according to what she thinks of Christians? And see, then that's thoughts. That's every thought that I have on this. But I learned this, ladies. I learned if you're a Christian, well, you got to suck it up. If they fire you or they go ahead and they mistreat you, to suck it up. You got to be forgiving, to your band. And look, I'm for that. Don't get me wrong. You know me. I'm a Bible believing Christian. But if it's somebody that's doing wrong, or somebody that believes different, or somebody that's the left, oh, you got to fight. You have the right. Just food for thought. All right, so one more. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Well, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the governor of Louisiana for a quick second. Governor Edwards vetoes project for House conservatives who oppose lifting the spending cap. So the governor of Louisiana is punishing people that did not want to do what he wanted to do. This happened because 36 Republicans, and they did get, I think it was only 19 that really stood their ground. But there was a certain group of representatives that say, hey, we're not going to extend the spending cap here in Louisiana. The governor was for it. The House Speaker was for it. The Senate President was for it. But they had certain people that were trying to block it. And the president, the governor of Louisiana says, hey, he's going to veto any legislation that these people want to do. It might, look, everybody, it could have been unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, is that not abuse of power? They talk about Ron DeSantis, how Ron DeSantis is doing that with Disney, but you have a left-leaning governor here in the state of Louisiana telling his constituents, hey, your representative voted something to help you, but he's going to veto it. I'm going to veto it because they didn't pass my spending bill. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in Louisiana, it's time to put in a good conservative governor. We have a lot of good candidates. We'll be hearing from one in the near future, I'll tell you. All right, Louisiana governor undecided on bill restricting minors access to certain library material. So they had a bill in Louisiana that says, hey, you can go ahead and we're going to take out certain books and things of that nature that, are sexually immoral for kids to read. But Biden said, not Biden, he should be Biden, but anyway, Governor Edwards says, I don't think this bill is necessary. The biggest challenge we have with kids in libraries is we don't have enough kids in libraries who will read the books. Edwards said the bill is not an outright bill, as have been passed in other states, and pointed out that changes made throughout the process that he felt made the proposal better. Edwards said he will give the bill a good, hard look before making a final decision. He's going to veto it. Okay, and I know I'm talking to my citizens of Louisiana. He's going to veto it. So all you conservatives, he might sign it. If he signed it, he's trying to get on the good side of the conservatives. But the way he talked about that, he don't think this bill is necessary, he's not going to sign it. And ladies and gentlemen, the problem is not having enough kids in libraries. It's the kids that go to the libraries that are reading immoral stuff in the children's section. And ladies, I'm not a representative. I know representatives. I can probably bring this up to them and see what they think. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not about, look, I think kids should go to libraries. I think kids should read books. Unfortunately, I didn't read as a kid. Now I'm trying to catch up on tons of books. You see, I have books all over. I read now. But ladies and gentlemen, the whole problem is not about kids going to the library. It's about what's in the library that they can read. And look, I know there is adult content in libraries. But ladies and that's all we're asking. Put these so-called kids books in the adult sections where young kids won't read it. Now, if the parent goes into the adult section and brings it home and let their kids read it, that's them. But we shouldn't give that to the kids to read in them libraries. Like I said, if a parent goes in the adult section and picks up, I can't stop him. So, okay. Let me see. Yeah, so I want to go ahead and talk about the large crowd that protests the Dodgers Pride Night. Crowd watchers, drag nuns get crowd watches drag nuns get honored. Correct. Forgive me for messing that up. A large troop of demonstrators protest the Los Angeles Dodgers honoring the drag trump of the self-described queers and trans nuns on Friday. Crowd gathered outside Dodger Stadium where the team would later recognize the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence at its annual Pride Night celebration. The group has outraged Catholics due to certain antics such as pole dancers on a cross that they say are a mockery of their faith. The rally on Friday was organized by a group called Catholics, which dismantled flags that called on people to join in prayer, responded to the Dodgers' godless decision to honor blaspheming, Christ-mocking Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, according to the local station KTLA. So, ladies and gentlemen, we mentioned this a while back about how the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence went ahead and made a mockery of Christianity. Now, we used the comparison. What if that was Christians? We brought that up in an earlier show. I think it was like a month ago. But ladies and gentlemen, this was a large crowd. And I'm seeing the pictures right here. There were tons of people around Dodger Stadium. Now, Dodger Stadium went on with the recognition of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence during a pregame ceremony. Despite the controversy, the two members of the group, Sister Unity and Sister Dynama, appeared on the field and received their reward while fans in a separate crowded stadium watched and cheered. There were some boos as well, as heard in the video posted on social media by Turning Point USA. Lady Savannah Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing when they honored him, there was nobody in the stadium. Thank you. You know, look, as a nation, we shouldn't. If you believe in Christianity, you should not support the Dodgers. And look, I've said this. Clayton Kershaw came back and said, "Hey, we're doing this thing in July where it's going to be a day of faith." And okay, that right there, they probably weren't going to reiterate that until this happened. And look, commend Clayton Kershaw for pushing it. He wanted it. He got it. But ladies and gentlemen, the MLB, for some reason, the executives of these teams and the executives of the MLB have been pushing this. Now, ladies, I love baseball. I play softball. I watch baseball. I watch LSU ball. LSU's in the College World Series right now. I think they're the only Louisiana team in there. You know, I'm hoping they do good. But ladies and gentlemen, this right here, I just go back to that. What if this was a Christian group mocking the LGBT community? Do you think they'll be getting an award? I wonder if somebody's going to be getting an award for doing that on the Faith Day. Oh, of course not. They won't do that. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad people stood out. In California, I'm shocked. LA? But tons of people. Now, this is Roman Catholics. I'm not Roman Catholic. I've already said that on the show. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need to do. We need to stand up like this. If we believe so strongly in this, we need to continue going to these events and making sure that our voices are heard. Look, there was nobody in that stadium for that pregame. Now, a lot of people say, well, that was a weak game, Isaac. Of course they're not going to have a lot of people. There was a lot of people outside that stadium making their voices heard. And that's what the First Amendment is about. And look, in all fairness, the LGBTQ community can go ahead and peacefully protest all the way possible as well. But I'm glad. I'm glad that more people showed up. I don't know how many. I hope that stadium's full for that Faith Day, by the way. But ladies and gentlemen, the Dodgers organization and other organizations, because there's other Pride nights that are going on. Christians, you need to make your voices heard that you're not pleased with this. Because remember, they're going to lose a lot of money if Christians stop going to these games. Which, in my opinion, if it's on a Sunday, you shouldn't be anyway. You should be in church. Just my opinion. So with that being said, I want to thank you for listening to this episode. This will conclude the episode of the Cajun Conservative Show. Please remember to hit the like, the subscribe button on the platform that you are listening on. Also subscribe and follow on the platform you're listening on. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being part of the show. I love you. I pray that the Lord bless and keeps you and makes his face shine upon you. Remember that Jesus Christ is coming back, and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. If you want to know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, reach out to me. I'll tell you how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven your home. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. You have a good one.
And he is the open door.